Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another edition of Inside Titan Sports. My name is Erik Kohler. Thanks for joining us. This episode, we'll check out the upcoming seasons of men's basketball as well as men's golf, and also talk about a really cool story that gains some national and international exposure for Eastern Florida athletics. But first, we have a team that's top ranked in the country. They started their season last week with a gritty win. With that being said, welcome back the head coach of the women's Titans soccer team, Coach Carr. Jeff Carr, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right, Erik. Thanks for having me again today.
Yeah, I tell you, I appreciate your time, and congratulations, a big win, a gritty win against Butler Community College, 3-2, in a very delayed weather, rain, you call it, you had it, but you got the win.
Yeah, it was a long night. We had 2 one-hour lightning delays. I mean, it was like a monsoon out there. It almost looked like, from the photos that were taken, it looked like snow out there. It was coming down so hard. It was coming down sideways, so I could actually not see the other side of the field. But yeah, it was a very gritty, hard-fought battle. We didn't play that well. We let a couple soft goals in. They were all over us. We tried to give the game away in the last 10, 15 minutes, and fortunately they hit the post, and Darian Davis scored, and we won the game 3-2.
So now this year, you lost a lot of sophomores last year. You had 3 returning sophomores, 2 JUCOs that came in. You know, right now you have a situation, you have that weather delay that comes in twice during the game. These are young kids to have to start, go, and, you know, stop everything. Just how did that composure, were you proud of those kids, how they reacted?
Well, after the last lightning delay we were a little flat before that, so we were able to, I was able to have a little chat with them before the last time we went out, and they kind of a lot more focused, and we played a lot better the last 26 minutes of the game, which was left after the last lightning delay. So yeah, we're still young. We're still trying to figure it out. They're still trying to figure out what we expect from them. We have a lot of room to grow. We've got some injuries now, and we just need people to step up. And like we were talking about, we have 19 freshmen. We have 2 transfers from a D1 and a D2, but we're very young.
Well, I mean, the way they kick-started, and actually you said the composure, that last lightning strike, you got them together, you brought them together, you get that win. But again, you're playing the number 2 team in the country, and that adversity right there for a young team, that's huge to gain early in the season, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, some of our players are out already. They were out during preseason, so some of the kids that weren't expected to start had to step right in, and they did that. And the composure and, yeah, playing in a tight game like that, in the weather conditions, they did a good job, and I did praise them for that afterwards. We found a way to win.
Well, that's good. Now, you don't have a lot of time to recruit now. Now you got the number 13 team coming in the country right here in Titan Soccer Complex at 8 o'clock on the pitch. Tell us about Johnson.
Johnson County, they're usually one of the best teams in the state of Kansas. They have their own region, so it's usually them and Butler that are battling to come out of that region to go to the national tournament. So they have a heck of a team. They actually have a freshman from China, their keeper, that's 6'1" and very good. So we have our hands full on Friday night.
Well, I'll tell you what, he had 3 different scores for you on that big win, 3-2. That's going to make you feel good about the, dishing the ball around the pitch.
Absolutely. Darian, our D1 transfer from Florida Gulf Coast, we expect big things out of her. She had the winning goal. Nathalie De Silva scored the second goal on a great pass from Darian, and then Paula had the PK, the first goal of the night. So yeah, we expect big numbers out of all 3. They're 3 of our 5 attacking players that we expect great things out of, and expect them to put a lot of goals in the back of the net.
Now you wear 2 hats, obviously the head coach of the women's soccer team and obviously the athletic director. Now are you in part of the scheduler of some of these teams to start off the season?
I do the scheduling just for women's soccer.
Okay.
So every coach does their own scheduling. And we're assigned, the conference schedule, but besides that, we add on to our schedule. So each coach does their own schedule.
And now, so basically you front-loaded. You want these kids to get that adversity right up front to play the number 2 team, number 13 team right off the bat.
Absolutely, because we have a conference game next week at Broward, so we want to be as prepared as we can. And then the following week, or 2 weeks later, we play the number 5 team in the country as well, Darton out of Georgia at home. So yeah, that's why during the preseason too, we play Division I and Division II schools just to get us ready for the season.
Now you said 2 teams that joined the conference, and now the breadth of the conference is so much wider, and you got that target on the back being the number 1 team. People are coming after you. We're just getting better, aren't we?
Absolutely. The conference in Florida junior college soccer is getting a lot better. We have some great coaches, a lot of great players in Florida, so there's a lot to recruit just in the state of Florida. So definitely it gets tougher all the time, and we haven't lost in the conference since the first year we've been in it. So this is our 7th year. So definitely the teams are so much better, and the coaching is really, really well.
Well, kudos to you and your program, though, to bring up that competition level. How do you keep your kids hungry to stay on the top of the heap?
Well, I think they see the tradition and the history that we've established in a short period of time. In our 6 years, we've been to the national tournament 5 of the 6 years. The first year we didn't make it, but we've been there ever since. So I think they know the pressure and the expectations that come along being part of this program.
Well, I'll tell you what, this weekend is loaded up with soccer. You're talking about the season in full swing. You got it this weekend. Tell us a little bit about the men's and women's soccer programs.
So we have tons of games. They actually start Thursday. We have Polk play in Southwest Illinois. They're coming down. Then Southwest Illinois is playing Broward on Friday. We play Johnson County Friday. Our men play Laramie out of Wyoming Friday. Saturday we have a USL game, Orlando City B, and then we have 4 games on Sunday. So there's tons of games on our field in a very short period of time in 4 days.
Well, I think it's great exposure because you have all these teams that are traveling to the Melbourne area and your beautiful campus, and then to take in this beautiful facility that you have. Great exposure for the program across the board. It's a win-win.
Absolutely, and a lot of the women's teams want to come because this is where we host the national championship. So
Right.
they want to kind of, one a goal for their players to get back there and, kind of get a feel for the pitch and the surroundings. So if they do get back there, they know what to expect.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, real quick, different gears, some great news about the basketball program for facility-wise. Share that with us.
Yeah, we just completed an addition of bleachers on the far side that didn't have bleachers, and we have some chairback seats in there. So we have bleachers now on both sides, and then the original bleachers we just capped as well with this polymer. So they both look the same on each side. So we're really ecstatic about that. Gives it an arena feel as well. So we hold over 2,200. We can hold over 2,200 in the stands. So really excited, Dr. Ritchie and the Board of Trustees, for giving these new bleachers. We're ecstatic, and they look great. And we're excited about volleyball being the first ones to use them.
Well, I'll tell you what, great improvements. I'm very excited for Jeremy Shulman. He'll be on the other side of the break talking basketball, but you're part of that wearing 2 different hats. And I just want to say thanks so much for your time. And what can you say about how can you sell this Friday's match against Johnson County?
Well, again, they're one of the top teams in the country, and we are as well. I mean, it's, hopefully the weather cooperates, and, it'll be exciting soccer. We're a very possession-oriented team. We have a lot of talent on our team from locally and all over the world. So hopefully, you can come. It's free, and it's great entertainment on a Friday evening.
So 8 o'clock on the pitch.
8 o'clock.
This Friday night.
Friday night in Melbourne.
Hey, that's Jeff Carr. I'm Erik Kohler. Stay right here, locked down on Inside Titan Sports. Take a short break, and we'll talk about a great story. National, international exposure for your Titan athletics. That's coming up next. And plus, we're going to meet up with head coach of the men's basketball team, Jeremy Shulman. Stay right there.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Welcome back to Inside Titan Sports. This is an exciting time for Eastern Florida. There's big news that was national, international exposure for your Titans. With that being said, welcome to the show for the first time this fall, the head coach of your men's team, Jeremy Shulman. Hey, Coach.
Erik, thanks for having me on.
I'll tell you what, man, I can see you right there. You're smiling right there. Tell us the story. Drake, the big guy, the international rapper guy, all of a sudden, he's coming out on stage in Tampa, Florida, big concert, Eastern Florida, 103, Ollie in the back.
I'll tell you what, it's unbelievable. It really is. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable exposure for the school and for the program. And, we're very honored and blessed for this to have happened. And so for those that don't know everything about it, it's Drake, the premier rapper in the world right now, one of the top recording artists in the world, is a huge basketball fan, and he's been at Kentucky games, been at Toronto Raptors games, and he is actually friends with our point guard, our freshman point guard Ahmed Ali, who's from Toronto, just like Drake's from Toronto, and Ahmed came to fame by scoring 103 points in a high school game in Canada, in Toronto, and That's one of only 2 people in Canada history to ever score over 100 points. The other one was a player that played at UConn back in the 90s, Dennis Brown. So they became a friendship, and we got a call a few months back that Drake was interested in wearing an Eastern Florida jersey at a concert. And we ended up sending him one and didn't think a whole lot of it. Kept fingers crossed, but we didn't know what happened. Then about a week before, got a call from his PR people and say, hey, Drake's going to wear an Eastern Florida jersey at his concert in Tampa. And obviously we were beyond ecstatic for it. And sure enough, on stage, for a Hotline Bling, one of his top songs that's out right now, and then 3 other songs, wore the Eastern Florida jersey with the number 103 across, commemorating the 103 points, and Ali on the back for Ahmed.
And I'm sure that Jeff Carr and Dr. Jim Ritchie are just as ecstatic about the exposure. I mean, you got Drake, which you saw all over the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Drake's here. That makes it like a legitimate event. And all of a sudden, he's touting Eastern Florida. That's very, very exciting for you, Coach.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's just so unbelievable for the school and again, for the program. And I know, Coach Carr and Dr. Ritchie are pretty fired up as well.
So that's cool. So tell us about moving forward with that national exposure. And that puts a big spotlight on you guys.
Yeah.
And obviously, 145 wins, 6 seasons. Obviously, you have a recipe of success here at Eastern Florida. So what's your recipe? What you got to get done to continue with all the success?
Well, we don't have enough time on the show right now to go through the recipe, but we're process oriented, and we try to do things the right way. And I think it's a perfect time for extra spotlight to be on this program because we have had so much success. We've been to Hutch, which is the national tournament for junior college basketball, 2 years in a row. This year's group has a chance to be the best we've ever had, but we've got a long ways to go because we're very, very young this year, but we've got a great group of guys. We've got talent. We've got unbelievable character with this team, and I'm glad that the spotlight's coming more on a national stage, international stage this year with this group of guys, and just an unbelievable group of people, of human beings, and I think that's what I'm most excited about with this year's team.
Now, did you get a chance to share the stories the kids got the back stage passes about their experience firsthand?
I didn't get a whole lot of stories, but I do know that
Okay.
they had an absolute blast. The few of the stories I got were that they were sitting right in front of Jameis Winston, the
Oh, wow.
quarterback for Tampa Bay, and they got to talk to him a little bit and got to talk to Alex Morgan and a couple of the U.S. Women's national team were sitting right there with them also. So I think our guys were actually more excited to talk to Alex Morgan than they were Jameis Winston. So
I got to tell you, where was your backstage pass?
I was not there. I don't have enough cool factor yet to be able to go with the guys. So,
You got cool. Hey, you're a cool factor. Good coach too. But I tell you what, congratulations. I mean, kind of like a random thing. Michael Parsons, our communications director, he sent us out that story, and I was like, what perfect timing to start your season. Now you got a big event coming up. It's your Pro Day, the Eastern Florida Pro Day. That's coming up Saturday, September the 10th. Tell us a little bit more about what that event is.
Absolutely. It's going to be awesome. It's our first year ever doing this. We've kind of copied the idea from some other college coaches at the Division I level. It's our Eastern Florida Pro Day. So we're going to do, it's basically a recruiting tool open to all the Division I coaches and Division II coaches that want to recruit our players. We're going to do everything from our vertical jump test to getting our wingspan agility testing, some drill work, and then of course 5-on-5 work in front of what we're expecting to be 30 to 40 Division I and Division II coaches out there. So unbelievable for our guys to be able to get to play in front of that many coaches, especially this early. I think could really help them from an exposure standpoint.
Well, that's great too. Obviously, we had Jeff Carr earlier in the segment talking about the bleachers and added seating inside the arena. That's going to help too with that look, with the logo of the Titan and just the whole feel of real basketball. So you entertain. It's a good first impression for these coaches.
It's phenomenal. I mean, I can't even describe how amazing it is, especially knowing how far we've come with all of our facilities in the past. I'm going my 7th year. Oh, it's unbelievable. We had both the bleachers out, including some of the chairbacks out this morning when I was in the gym, and I just sat in the chairbacks looking around, just thankful to Dr. Ritchie and to Coach Carr for everything we've got. I mean, it's beautiful in there. So I'm expecting even bigger crowds now between the bleachers, between the Drake, between the Drake thing, the jersey wearing, and then of course the team, trying to win a national championship this year. And even those in the community that want to come out during Pro Day and get their first glimpse of all the guys. Pro Day is open for anyone in the community that wants to come out. But Erik, just beyond fired up. I mean, I just beaming right now.
Well, I love the energy that you bring to it too. Though I'm getting to know you. I did a couple of games last year, and I see the guys like to play for you. I see your energy on the sidelines. But moving forward, let's take a snapshot of last year.
Yeah.
And tell us about going forward. Who's coming back from last year's squad? What happened last year, but then looking forward?
last year was our second straight year advancing to the national tournament, which very few schools in Florida history have been able to go back-to-back years, and we're one of them now, which is great. And won 27 games, won our fourth straight Southern Conference championship. I actually had to think for half a second how many it was, but fourth straight Southern Conference championship.
Congrats.
Thank you. We're actually very blessed. In junior college basketball, it's hard to get too many returning players, especially top returning players, because people just they come in and out so quickly because of Division I transfers. You only have guys for 1 or 2 years. Our best player last year was a qualifier, which means he could leave after 1 year of junior college and sign with Ohio State, C.J. Jackson. So we actually, even through all that, we've got 3 unbelievable returning players coming back in. Kareem Bruton, who is an all-conference performer, Austin Awad, who is an all-conference performer, and Juwan Duran, who is another starter on the team. So those 3 guys who hopefully will all earn captaincy this year, it's just a phenomenal group coming back. So those 3 it's going to be exciting with those 3 leading the charge.
So that's the core. What about some of the new faces? Obviously, Ahmed Ali with the
Yeah.
Drake connection.
With the Drake connection.
With the Drake connection. What are some of the new faces that some people might
Obviously,
want?
Ahmed's going to be a fantastic player. We got a 6'9" forward from down south named Shaq Carter, who's just going to be, I mean, he could be one of the best forwards in the country, especially by his sophomore year. Jerry Matos is another Dominican national team player that we've got, 6'5" guard, who's going to be really good. Got some fantastic local talent in Logan Folsom from Mel High, who was first team All-State as a senior in high school, and Noah Horkler, who is going to take the region, take the country by storm as a freshman, 6'8", also from Mel High, has a 40-plus inch vertical jump that people get to see on pro day. So, and many more freshmen and talented freshmen out there. I don't have enough time to talk about them all, but it's a phenomenal freshman class, and we're young, but we're young, talented, and again, the chemistry and the character of our guys is definitely what's going to set us apart this year.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a reflection off you, Coach. You're one of the good guys, but congratulations. Your home opener is against Polk State College on November the 1st, so come on out there and support Jeremy Shulman, and maybe we might see the Drake.
I hope so. I'll tell you what, he has said that he's going to come to a game this year, so we'll see if he comes through. But I know he's a big basketball fan. He's a big Ahmed Ali fan, and he's a big Eastern Florida fan. So
I'll tell you what, Coach, thanks for your time. We're going to take a short break, come back and hit the links. That's Jeremy Shulman. Stay right there. This is Inside Titan Sports.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where Titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Hey fans, welcome back to our final segment of Inside Titan Sports. My name's Erik Kohler. Now let's switch gears. Let's hit the links. With that being said, let's welcome back the head coach of your Titans men's golf team in his 15th season, head coach Jamie Howell. Coach, how are you?
I'm good, man. How about you?
I'll tell you what, you've had great history with the Titans. 40 tournament wins, 20 All-Americans. What's your secret, Coach?
We live in Florida. A lot of people want to play golf here.
I'll tell you what, congratulations last year, 4th in the country. And obviously, Kerry Sweeney was the national title as an individual, shoots a sterling 65 on the final round at Duran. And boy, talk about last year's success and moving forward.
Real quick, that event, the night of the 3rd round, Kerry called me up, and for lack of a better description, just mad as a hornet. Let a couple shots get away in the 3rd round. He was frustrated. He was mad, maybe second-guessing himself a little bit. You know, it's one of those times where a coach, you just talk your player off the ledge. Like, just go do what you know how to do. Don't sweat all the things that you think you need to worry about. And it all came together for him that easily the last round, because when he got done, he said, I played good and it was easy. And it tickled me to hear that he could let go of all the angst and just play golf. Marvelous story for him. He had a terrific first year, Player of the Year in 2015, and he backs it up Player of the Year in 2016. Junior college had never had that happen before. A Jack Nicklaus Award winner 2 years in a row. The team definitely fed off of that. Terry led by example the whole time without ever trying to, and we'll miss that this year. And at the same time, new group of guys, time to move forward.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, that's pretty special. This is your 3rd individual national champion that you've coached in your tenure. And 2015, you were the Coach of the Year, finalist last year. So obviously it has a lot to do with your coaching ability to get these guys physically and mentally in the right state.
I think most coaches would say the same thing. Good players make you look good. And sometimes coaching means staying out of their way. If I did anything special with Kerry, it was just not get in the way, maybe offer up a little reflection once in a while and let him take and run with it.
I'll tell you what, that's a great point right there. With golf, it's a little bit different. Obviously, you're out there by yourself and with your mental demons. And as a coach, you got to just kind of corral that energy to understand each individual, each personality different. Is that correct?
Think of the interviews. You just got done with Shulman, and he'd bounce off the stage if you let him. And I do everything I can to keep my guys on an even keel. That's the issue right there. The more even you can stay in our sport, traditionally, the better you're going to do. So we look to basically keep as calm as possible at all times, and you encounter an incredible amount of emotion out there. If you get a little too high, get a little too low, scores tend to reflect that.
Yeah, because I played collegiately, as we talked off air, and I just tell you, it's a challenge as a coach, as I got to know my coach, of having to corral all that separate energy. But the fact is, Coach, you have 5 events this fall. Talk about a little of those events and how you get ready for the spring season.
And that's what it is. We get ready for the spring season. We open up in Cullman, Alabama in 2 weeks. The Wallace State Fall Invitational is an annual event for us. About 600 miles away, long van trip up and back. A good one just to get our feet wet. 2 weeks after that, we return to Alabama for our district preview. It's down in lower Alabama, LA, they like to call it. A little town called Bruton. And it's all the teams in our district will be there for the preview of the championship in the spring. In October, we're hoping to get into Rollins' event. We've been on the waiting list to get in. Been talking to Coach Frakes. I'm hoping to get confirmation of that any day. We were hoping to do that before September 1st. Love to go back to that because we'd be the only junior college competing against NCAA Division II schools. We throw everybody in deep end of the pool that week. Good tournament, good venue over at Rio Pinar, good competition. Just a terrific way to see, all right, gentlemen, here's where you're going to eventually. Whether you go in Division I or II, the talent level only increases. We follow that up. I actually think it's the week before we have our Collegiate Players Championship with Florida Tech. Annual event. We set it up around the Ryder Cup. We have similar styles. We're going to play one round of 4-ball, basically best ball between 2 partners, 1 round of foursomes, alternate shot between partners, and then singles matches a third. Coach Saltmarsh and I, we came up with this idea some years ago that was terrific to put a little home-and-home event together with the 2 local colleges here in Brevard County, and the guys really enjoy that. They look forward to every year. And we finish our fall out each year with one of the best events on our schedule. We go up to Alexander City, Alabama. Central Alabama Community College hosts an event at a course called Willow Point. And if the USGA showed up there tomorrow, they could host the U.S. Open there. It's that good of a venue. So it's a busy fall.
Well, that's good. Now, looking forward to the spring, though, you obviously played your national championship in May. How many tournaments do you have, like, in the spring calendar?
We'll play 6.
Okay.
2 in February, 2 in March, 2 in April. We open up the spring season every year. We host the annual Titan Winter Invitational on Super Bowl weekend. This year we have 18 teams confirmed already for our event. 2 weeks later we'll be back in Alabama. Faulkner State hosts an annual tournament up there. After that we have Embry-Riddle up in Daytona Beach. We go down to Barry. Barry Invitational is the beginning of April, and then our district championship's the end of April. I'm leaving Florida Tech's event, excuse me. Florida Tech hosts an event the first week of March every year over at Durand. We get to go back to where nationals were last year. So the spring is set up, 2 each month. We spread it out reasonably well. And again, everything's in preparation for our district championship in April and then heading out to Kansas this year for nationals.
Now, Coach, where is your home course where the guys practice or play on a regular basis?
Yeah, go easy on that. I'm not so sure I should say that. All the golf courses in the county that welcome us, Brevard County is our home. We'll play a lot of golf at Suntree. That's the home of our Titan Winter Invitational. Rockledge Country Club has been the unofficial home for the Titan golf team for eons. Turtle Creek, Vieira East, like I said, Durand. We visit a lot of different venues here, mainly for the reason it helps the guys develop. It lets them see different courses, and they have to adjust and adapt daily. Everybody in the county is more than welcoming to us, and we couldn't thank them enough for that. So we play all around the county. We practice at the Fred Gay Golf Academy up in Cocoa. It's been our facility since 1981. It's a marvelous facility. Not only open to the team, public can come out there 364 days a year, watch the guys practice a little bit as well as work on their game.
Well, that's pretty good, like you said, is, round out the kids, seeing different scenarios and different layouts. I think that makes them better players. Now, Kerry Sweeney's story real quick about him. Where's he moving on to now, collegiately-wise?
He's at Ole Miss. He's up in Mississippi, up in Oxford. I speak with him about once a week, just check in with him, and he's doing fine up there. They were in the middle of qualifying when I spoke to him, I believe Friday night. He shot 68-69 the first 2 rounds, and I think he was in 3rd place in his qualifying. So he's doing fine. School was going good. He's got his feet on the ground. I spoke to their coach one time, Coach Malloy, and Coach Malloy's ecstatic to have him on board.
Now, are you excited about this upcoming squad that you have with the roster and the kids are in camp?
Yes. You heard Shulman before talk about being young. We're young. I've got four returning sophomores playing. I've got 5 freshmen on board. We're going to add 1 more freshman in the spring. The young man we're adding in the spring is from France, and when we add him to the roster in January, we're going to be a powerhouse. It's just a matter of get everybody through the fall, keep everybody going forward, have good grades, and then the spring won't have any issues at all.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, you're always welcome on the show. And what's the date of the Jamboree? I believe you have. What's your first tournament, September 12th?
We play actually the 12th and the 13th up in Coleman. Not a jamboree, this is a regular season event.
Okay.
And there'll be, typically there's around 9 to 10 teams there. That's a normal event for us. Bigger ones might have 12 to 18, but typically we're around 9 or 10 teams, and yeah, we hit the ground running then.
We'll see if we can work on getting in that Rio Pinar event because I'm a member at Rio Pinar. We'll see how that works out.
Well, like I said, Coach will call. He's dealing with what he has to over there at Rollins. I'm sure I'll hear from him soon enough, but thanks, appreciate that.
Well, listen, I appreciate your time and good luck this season. We look forward to having you back on the show. But fans, that's going to bring us down to a wrap at Inside Titan Sports. I want to make sure we thank all the coaches, Coach Howell, Coach Shulman, Coach Carr. And remember, fans, make the pitch 8 o'clock as your #1 women's soccer team makes it on the pitch 8 o'clock at the Titan Soccer Complex against number 13 Johnson County Community College. On behalf of our entire crew here at Florida Today, I'm Erik Kohler. Remember, fans, next time, same channel, same network. Remember, fans, Eastern Florida, where Titans rise.